everyone, I'm back to do my labor and delivery video. It's been a few weeks. The last video that I did, I believe I was like, I don't know, 38 weeks and some odd days. But I went into labor on my 39th week, beginning day, whatever. It was on the 15th, April 15th I went into labor. So 2 days before that, I had my doctor's appointment, and I went in and she checked me, and I think I was like 1.5 centimeters. And she asked if I wanted her to stretch me, and of course I said yes, do whatever. At that point I was so ready to have this baby. So she did, and I believe it was the next morning that I either lost my mucus plug or, I know, nice, or what they call a bloody show. Everything that I've read, every website and every book says something a little different about the two. Either some websites say that they're the same, some websites say that they're two different things, whatever. Either way, something was going on down there, and I knew that, I was going to go into labor soon. So I had my doctor's appointment on that Wednesday. Thursday morning was when Shane, my husband's dad, was going in to have his major surgery. And that was the one day that we just, we were like, as much as we want this baby here, please just let her wait at least till, a couple days after the surgery. We wanted her to come before so his dad could be there for the labor, or for the delivery, but it didn't work out that way. So we just thought, well, if we can just get through this surgery and make sure everything goes well and his dad's okay and get through that, then let's have a baby. But Shane spent most of the day that Thursday at the hospital with his dad. I went up for a couple hours and then left. But I just kind of felt something that day, that something was going to happen really soon. I even texted my mom and my sister that night and said, have your phones ready and close by, because I have a feeling she's coming tonight. So it was 12:30 Friday morning, late, it is technically Friday morning. I felt my first contraction, and I knew that it was a contraction because even though I'd been having the Braxton Hicks contractions, which felt, for me, just like period cramps, this was different. It was stronger. So from that point on, I started timing them, and I think from 12:30, I didn't get another one until about 12:50. But once I hit 1 o'clock in the morning, I got them consistently every 7 to 10 minutes. I don't know, the first 5 I think were like every 10 minutes. So obviously I knew. And then after, I don't know, it was like 1 or 1:30, I think I went and got Shane, and I told him, I'm having contractions. They're consistently here. We were up from that point on until 4 o'clock Saturday morning. Because my delivery was 26 hours. So it was a little crazy. The contractions, they consistently got a little bit stronger. They never really got closer together once while I was home. I stayed home until 6 o'clock. That's when 6 o'clock in the morning, Friday morning, is when we finally left to go to the hospital. But they got stronger, not closer together. And that's what my doctor, she told me over and over again. You have to wait until the childbirth classes tell you 5 minutes apart, but she always told me, don't listen to that. Come in when they're 3 to 4 minutes apart. But I was nervous because they were getting stronger and more painful, and we're a good 40 minutes from the hospital. And I was just scared that I was going to be in all this pain, so much pain, and be so far away from the hospital. So I called my doctor, the midwife, around 2 in the morning just to let her know what was going on. And she said, okay, just wait it out, wait for them to get closer together. And then finally around 5 in the morning, I think, Shane called her again and said she's in a lot of pain. So she said, come on in. And we did. right when we got to the hospital, I was having a contraction, and I had to wait it out there for a minute, and then we got checked in. Of course, you gotta like fill out this paperwork and sign your name 3 or 4 times. All that's kind of a blur, but I remember the lady was kind of rude. It's like, okay, yes, I know you deal with pregnant women in labor all the time, but this is my first time, so can you be a little more sympathetic? The last thing I want to do is stand there and sign my freaking name. You know, 4 or 5 different times. She's flipping through the pages. Okay, sign here. Oh, we need you to sign here. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, they finally took me back. The lady checked me, and I was only 2 centimeters. And I was so bummed because I'm thinking, oh my God, they're going to send me home. And, which she did say. She's like, you guys have the option of going back home and waiting until you're further along, or we can, since we have room, we can put you up in one of the labor rooms. I'm like, I'm not going home. There's no way. And thank God I didn't go home, because I progressed to 4 centimeters pretty quickly. Once they got me up in the labor room, the nurses checked me, and I was still only 2 centimeters. And then it was like, I'm thinking maybe only an hour or 2, and I was in so much pain. And one of the nurses was in there when I was having these contractions. And, you know, everybody has said that they're like really bad period cramps. And ever since I got my period when I was 13, I've always had bad period cramps with every period, to the point where I'm like curled up in the fetal position in so much pain. So I know what a bad period cramp is. These were beyond bad period cramps. The pain at that point, it's kind of undescribable. I don't even know. It was just, it hurt so bad, and there's nothing you can do, and I'm trying to move around, and I'm holding Shane, and I'm grabbing him, and I'm trying to focus, and I'm trying to breathe, and which the breathing helps. They tell you, breathe through your nose, out through your mouth, have a focal point, and all those things really, really do help me. They helped me when I was here at the house having the contractions. But luckily, I didn't have to go through that pain very long. When the nurse was in there and she saw how much pain I was in, she's like, let me check you again. And she said I was 4 centimeters. So she went ahead and called for the anesthesiologist and for my epidural, which he was somewhere else. I think somebody was having a C-section, so he was in there. And it took a little bit, but luckily, right before that, she had given me, I can't remember what it was called, some kind of pain medication. And she said, you'll feel a little out of it, possibly a little drunk, and you'll be able to get some sleep on this, which it did. It like knocked me out. I was so out of it, and I was sleeping, and I would, like wake up for a contraction. I could still feel them. They just weren't half as bad. But then the anesthesiologist came in, and I was nervous about the epidural because everybody says it hurts, and there's this huge needle. That was nothing. Getting the IV put in my arm was worse than the epidural. I mean, probably because I'd had whatever she'd given me, the pain medication before that, I'm sure helped. But the epidural was fine. No problems there for me. So once I had the epidural, it was like 10:30 in the morning. And I was good for most of the afternoon. I was progressing slowly. But every couple hours when she came in to check me, I was another centimeter or half a centimeter. So that was great. And I was able to get some sleep with the epidural. So up until, you know what, I'm already at 9 minutes. Let me go ahead and stop this and do part 2. Okay. See you in a minute. How do I hit stop?